Death Farm. In the summer of 2014, four brothers walked into a small police station in Missouri in a state of complete collapse. Their clothes were covered in mud, and their faces were horrifyingly pale. One officer later said they looked like they had escaped from hell. The brothers told police that their father, Robert Honey, had disappeared into a remote ranch in the woods 3 days earlier, and that something terrifying was living there. At first, the police thought it was just a family dispute or a simple accident. But when the sons started talking, silence fell over the station. They said their father was a 70-year-old man who had separated from his wife years ago and raised his children alone in a mobile home. Tired of the nomadic life, he had finally decided to settle down. One night, he stopped at a rural gas station where he met a mysterious woman named Susan Honey. She was in her 40s, living alone on a huge farm in the woods. She offered him a free spot to park his caravan in exchange for his help with farm work. Robert agreed immediately. At first, life there seemed peaceful, but after a few days, the father began acting strangely. Every night, he would wake up to sounds coming from the old barn behind the house, the sound of chains being dragged across the ground, and whispers he couldn't understand. One night, he told his children that he had seen someone standing near the barn, watching the house from afar. But when he approached, the figure vanished into the darkness. As the days passed, the children began to notice that Susan herself was changing at night. She would forbid them from going near the barn after midnight and would close all the windows before 3 a.m. Every time they asked her why, she would say only one thing: "Some things in this land don't like strangers." The last night, the children woke up to the sound of their father shouting outside. They ran out of the caravan in the rain. They saw him standing near the barn, shouting as if talking to someone invisible. Then suddenly, all the farm lights went out. When they came back on seconds later, their father was gone completely. The sons started searching frantically, but they found something even stranger near the barn door: huge footprints in the mud. Not human. One of the sons said he heard his father's voice coming from inside the barn, shouting, "Don't open the door." But then the voice suddenly stopped. The brothers ran straight from the farm and went to the police. The next morning, the police arrived, but to their surprise, the farm was completely deserted. There was no Susan Honey, no caravan, not even a trace of anyone having lived there recently. The only thing the police found was an old, rotting photograph inside the barn. It showed Robert Honey standing next to Susan, and behind them, 4 other people who looked exactly like his sons. But the date on the photograph was written underneath: 971.